So good afternoon, and thank you, Dylan, for that wonderful introduction. I will try to live up to everything that he just shared, and I appreciate everyone over the course of the day who tried to give me extra help. I had to turn to Nick and say, how to spell the word transferable. Because the last thing you want is to get up and your screen has something misspelled, because it would have been interesting to see which one of you would have sent me an email later and said, you know, you really didn't spell this word correctly. So I'm happy to talk with you today. I'll add one little thing to that. When Tammy and Dylan called me and asked me to speak, I said, have you really heard me speak? And they said, we heard you at Futures at the ALA group. I'm like, have you read anything I wrote? They were like, no. I'm like, let me send you something, and then you tell me whether you want me to stay with you or not. So they did, and I will tell you that I am probably the most realistic librarian that you will ever meet. So if you want to be grounded in reality, that is what you're getting for the closure. It is not a Debbie Downer, but I will push you with things that will make you think. And so I want to do that. I want to do 2 stage setting items, and I promise you I have a lot to cover, so I will try to do this quickly as I can. But I will also say that it will probably run over. I haven't timed it. I just sort of meshed 2 different conversations that I've had to have together. But I want to do just a little bit of stage setting and understanding, and I've tried to meet as many of you as I can, but what I don't have an idea of is what positions are there. So I'm just going to do a quick something that gives me some idea of who I'm talking to. Anyone younger than 46 years old? Oh God. Okay, I have a totally wrong presentation because this is for everyone over 46. My apologies, but young people, all of these bright ideas and everything, I'm not going to ground you, I'm not going to tempt you, I'm just going to share with you a few of the realities of what happens at 47. So I will do that. The second thing I will ask is, what classifications do we have? Do we have librarians? Okay, administration, directors, deputies, assistants, children? Okay, adult services, IT. Okay, I've got a good, did I miss anyone? Everything, all of it, everything, I know we all do that. So, we're going to talk about building the library of tomorrow today, and when I first started, I called it poking the bear, because that's what I tend to do. I poke the bear and ask the questions that need to be asked. But let me tell you about my goals of coming here. So, and you can live through anything if you know how long it will take. I will tell you that truthfully. You can live through anything if you know how long it will take. I came to this conference with a couple of goals. I didn't want to bore you. I did not want to mispronounce any words. I did not want to leave a thought unfinished because I have lots of things going on in my head, and I'll start the conversation and then realize I didn't finish it. And then I wanted to learn something to take back to Seattle. That was my goal for coming to speak to you. But then I had a goal about me, for me. So I was going to leave Seattle, and I was going to lose 5 pounds in 4 days here in Idaho. That was my goal, to lose 5 pounds here in Seattle, here in Idaho. When I got here, I didn't realize that I was going to lose a shoe in the airport. So my goal was not to lose my only second pair of shoes that I brought with me. My next goal at the first meeting was to not freeze. I did not realize I was going to be this cold in these buildings, so that was my second goal. And then my third goal was not to fall out of a twin bed. That was my whole goal. And as I shared with you, you can live through anything if you know how long it will take. I knew I needed to get through 3 nights in that twin bed, and I made it, so I'm glad for that. So, let's talk about it. We're talking about the future of libraries, and I do this every time I have to go out and speak about this, and people go, it's amazing. I'm a little bit interactive, but I'm going to try to conserve that so that I don't use up all of the time. But when I ask if this question, I get the exact same thing we are building today. So here's my question. We're talking about the future of libraries. If you were to build a library today, there was no concept of a library before us, what would you build? what would you build? Would you build a building that looks like what it looks like? Who would we serve? Who would we serve if we opened up a library today? Forget Devil doing it, forget all of them. Who would we serve? How would you deliver these services? What would you deliver? How would you do it? Who would work for you? And what would be your mission? So let's talk about the future of libraries. So here's our agenda. And yes, it's way too much and no, there is not enough time. But we'll do some stage setting. We're talking about profession, librarianship, and association, ALA, the commission, and we'll talk about industry, communication and information. I'll move us quickly through our history because you have to know our history to know where the future is going. I'll talk about the challenges facing libraries, and then the solutions for a viable future, and then we'll talk about the gift. Now, I should tell you that bullets 4 and 5, the challenges and the solutions, are not real challenges and not real solutions. They are just prompted to make you think. So, how many of you carpool? I'm hoping that your ride back is full of conversations about, well, what if we did this, or what if we did that? Or when you come back together, you think about that. So, let me tell you what this space is not. This space is not about leadership directly. You'll hear lots of things that you can apply for leadership, but this is not about leadership directly. And the interesting thing about the panel that Dylan just spoke about is that when we were invited to speak, we weren't sure if we were talking on the future of libraries or leadership. So I was the last one, so I got it right. I could listen and get it right. But I'll tell you things about leadership, but it's in an indirect way. Then about size. I know that I have worked in cities where my library system was the smallest system in the entire state. And so I know what you're thinking when you see Seattle Public Library up here. Divest yourself of that thought. What I'm going to share with you is something that can be used in every library anywhere. And there's the word transferable. Thank you, Nick. That's not me. This is going to be a really quick presentation. Yes. Okay. This space is a space of appreciation, honor, expectation, and opportunity. Appreciation. I have never been to Idaho. This is a wonderful opportunity for me to get here, so thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Tammy. It is a place of honor that you've asked me to speak. I really am excited about that and honored to do that. This is a space of expectation and opportunity. It is where we get to talk about things that are going on. And I've sat in some wonderful sessions and just listened, so I'm learning a lot. It is a safe space. You can ask any question that you want. I'm going to run out of time, so there won't be any questions. It is a learning and engagement space. We're all going to learn. We're all going to learn. It is a space of good intentions. I never intend to hurt or harm or say the wrong thing, but I want you to know that my intentions are always what is needed. A space of opportunity. We're going to have lots of things we can take away from today, and I think that will be great for us. And it's a space of celebration. And this is particular because Tyler today is his 30th birthday. So this is a space of celebration for Tyler. He chose to spend his birthday at summer camp with you, so that's how we will do that. So when we talk about Seattle, yes, it does rain. Yes, it does rain. Why do I keep doing that? What is my point? Or you can just say, don't do that. Okay. Okay. So what I can tell you is that this is a tourist, because we don't carry umbrellas. We know our tourists anywhere, we don't carry umbrellas, but it does rain in Seattle. But what people don't know is it's 220 days of overcast. So that's what people think of. It doesn't rain as much as it looks like, but it's mostly overcast. The average person in Seattle pays $36 a month for coffee. They drink that much coffee in Seattle. And This is me. I am the official barefoot. I am the one who will question everything that comes in front of us. And this had more relevance when the title was Poking the Bear. But this is really where we have a chance to talk about some things. And so I'm going to introduce myself in 3 ways to you. The first one is that I am the official barefoot. I am the one who will ask questions. Not about a program or service, but I will be the one who will say, well, what are we going to do in the future? What are we going to do next? What is this going to look like? So I'm an official barefoot. The second way I'll introduce myself is that I am a librarian. I have my MLS degree. I have been an academic librarian in universities. I was a library instruction librarian, a record services librarian, an adult services librarian, head of circulation, deputy director, head of public services. I am a librarian through and through. And then the third thing I will tell you is that, I am also a librarian who has worked in several states. I've worked in every time zone. I have worked in academics. I have worked in public. I have not been a school librarian, but they do call me out to go do children's story times every month. And then the final thing is that I am a lifelong librarian. I started working in libraries in the 4th grade. My elementary school required us to work in one of the offices, so I started working in libraries in the 4th grade. I stamped books, I cut out snowflakes, I cut out leaves, and if libraries were still so simple, if they were still so simple. But I will tell you one other thing. I am from Mississippi, and in the 4th grade, who would have thought that a little black boy from Mississippi could grow up to be the head of Seattle Public Library. For those of you who don't know, this is our library. This is central. You've probably seen it in different iterations. We just found this presentation, so my first tip is go out and take different angles of your library. We always use the front side of our library. No one ever used the back. I was crossing the street one day, and I took a picture and sent it over to our marketing department and said, go out and get better pictures. Because I think this one is very impressive. It is very impressive. And I will tell you that my office is right here. And what I will tell you that they told me on the first day is that what you can't see in this picture is that this is an overhang. It sits out with no support under it. My assistant said, if you feel the floor shake, you need to run to this side of the building. That's what she told me on my first day. So I have remembered that, and I'm like, is the building shaking? Is the building shaking? Because I want to be sure that I am on the correct side of the building should something happen. So I want to talk a little bit about strategic direction, but I want to put it in context because I'm actually going to show you our strategic direction in a minute. But I want to give you a little bit of context of who we are. We are 27 locations, including Central Library. We do about 11,000 programs a year. We have 11 million visitors. It's interesting, everything is in 11s, but that's the way I can remember it. It's like 11.2, things like that. We have about 11.5 million sorts of print and electronic things. We have had 3 PR nightmares in my 8 years there. We are going through drag queen story time, and who would imagine Seattle to have issues with drag queen story time? But we are doing drag queen story time. We had a branding exercise that went way wrong. And we also had a restroom issue with our trans population. So I say that, and we're one exceptional city, but I say all of that to show you that things happen to big libraries too, and it's how you weather them. And like I said, you can live through anything if you know how long it will last. And then we have 700 degrees, experiences, community connectors, and opportunities. Yeah, that's my staff, 700 staff, but I think of them as degrees. We have 125 librarians, but I have 625 other degrees working in my library. I have all of these community connectors. They know that community. They know it better. So when I hire an MLS, I'm hiring for one thing, but when I hire an LA1 to work in one of my neighborhoods, I'm hiring that experience in that neighborhood. So Gail talked about that a little bit this morning. I just want to remind you, all of your staff have contributions to that system, and you have to recognize what their talents they bring to the table. Now, our strategic direction, I'm going to show it to you, and I apologize, I pulled the wrong slides, and I don't really know how to do PowerPoints, so you're going to get a hodgepodge of looking at 3 different slides when it should just be one. But I want to come back to these three questions at the bottom first. So, right after we see our strategic direction. So, this is what our strategic direction looks like. It's divided into three sections. It is the individual, that's the purple. What we will do for that person who walks in the door. We do areas of impact. This is what we promised the city we would do. What we will give back as being their library. And then the orange is what we will do as an institution to develop, to better ourselves. Most times you see strategic directions, they only talk about what you're going to do externally. We turn the mirror and say, here's what we're going to do internally. So let me tell you what it looks like. We promise any individual that comes into our libraries that they will have access, they will have civic and cultural engagement, and they will have opportunities for literacy, learning, and achievement. We promised our city that we will help develop youth and families, so we will be a part of any programs that they want to do. We will help with the technology and access and the digital divide. We will reimagine our spaces so that our libraries look and act like the way the public wants to use them. We will be the first place that people come to understand Seattle culture and history, and that we will be the champions of community engagement. We will help magnify that voice that comes into our communities. And then the orange, which is our business model, which is where we turn the camera on ourselves, is that we said that we will promise that we will develop, that's a misnomer, I should first say that. Workforce capacity and development is misnamed, and I'll tell you why it's not corrected in a minute. But workforce capacity and development is actually professional development in terms of understanding what is going to be the work of libraries 10 years down the road. Not how we're going to prepare our staff or our community for the public, but what will we need to do 10 years down the road to serve the public that comes in our doors. We will also use data and metrics to make decisions. I'll talk about that in a little bit. We will do long-term sustainability. Our biggest challenge is finding funding to continue the work that we need to do. We will take a race and social justice focus to our work, and we will be strategic in our communications. Now, let me tell you why we didn't change it. The first thing, and you probably can't see this, but our first thing about our strategic direction is that we do not call it a strategic plan. We do not call it a plan because a plan sounds like concrete. It sounds like you must follow it. It sounds formidable. It's like, I've got to stick to this whether I want to or not. And what we needed our strategic direction to be is a direction in case something came along in 5. Remember how I said we can live through anything for 5 years is a long time to live through anything. So we shortened it. So we live through 3 years. We do our strategic direction in 3-year increments. 3 years, if something comes along, I can change. I can modify. I can change direction. So we do that. So this one is expiring in 2019. We're getting ready to start our work on it again. We will have these same circles. We are not changing from that. We're still going to serve the individual. We're still going to serve the community. And we're still going to continually look at ourselves and try to improve. Now, what might change is the content inside evolves. The content inside might change. So I say that, and so everyone asks us, so where is the plan? Well, that is our plan. It is one page. There is no page 2. There is no page 80. There is nothing else to it. Our staff know what we're doing. Our public knows what we're doing. We can just walk right out and say, here's what we're doing. There are no goals to measure anything. Here's how we measure our work. What did we do? How well did we do it? Is someone better off for what we did? That's all we focus on. My staff, the head of public services, can come back and say, you know what, we're not going to do this anymore. Why? Because it's not making the change that we want. Okay, well, let's figure out something else. So it's going to look, the 2020 through 2022 is going to look a lot like this. Content will be different. But we try to focus on the quality of the work that we do instead of the quantity. And I know quantity drives a lot of things, but we just started in that direction. Libraries and librarianship, we're getting into the heart of the matter now. Libraries and librarianship in the future affects our profession, those of us in this room doing this work that we do. It affects the association, it affects the commission, it affects ALA, it affects all of these agencies that help us do this work. And it affects the industry, communications, information, all of that is tied into one, so we're all going to have to work together to develop our future. Okay, this is me doing the work. This is me creating a PowerPoint, so that's why it looks so skewed. But I always like to recap because when I get up to do a presentation, everyone has already said everything I want to say. So I just want to give tribute to some of the great things that we heard. Anne started us off thinking about the future and mentoring. Nancy Pearl came back and told us about enjoyment and emotion of reading, and yes, that word is my Achilles heel. That is the one word that if you ever asked me to pronounce it, I would mispronounce it, so I won't do it now. But this word right here is the word that I cannot pronounce no matter when you ask me to do that. Rolf gave us understanding the community. It was amazing. How they are approaching their work is just amazing. And they do it by asking the community. I do not have 274 slides. Angela gave us that we're educators, not teachers. I think that was really great. Dr. Puttenstein told us our work is about learning. And then Gail this morning, and actually it was in Gail's mom, told us we are all getting off at the same place. So Gail, I can't attribute that to you, but his mom did tell us that we're all getting off at the same place. But that is what the future is going to look like. We need to keep those points in mind. I promised you that in order for us to talk about the future, we have to talk about our history. So the first thing, and this is an interactive, what is our one job that no one else does? What is the one job that we do that no one else does? It's not as interactive as you think when no one answers it. So I'll show you how it works. What is the one thing that we do? And then over here you say, me, let me tell you what So, okay, go ahead. We care, we give passion.
We bring people together.
We bring people together.
We're open to everyone.
We're open to everyone. All of those are great. Yes.
We provide access.
We provide access. You know what? All those play into that one aspect. Our sole job is to help someone else. Our sole job. We don't do anything, but when that person walks in the door, they ask us, we ask them, what do you want? Our sole job is to answer that. We are the only profession whose job is to help someone else in that manner. Education-wise, whatever. There's a rule of 1965 or 69, I'm a little lazy. I can't remember, but it's written by Karen Hyman. And she wrote it a couple of years ago. She used to be the state librarian in New Jersey when I worked there. And it says, libraries do three things. We answer questions, we check out materials, and we do programming. And her point was that our work hasn't really changed. How we do it has changed, but our work hasn't really changed. Does anyone know what the 3 B's are? Our history, the 3 B's. Budget, budget, and budget. That's a good one. Our history is built on 3 things: books, bodies, and buildings. My budget goes for books, bodies, or buildings. If it's not in one of those categories, I have a hard time helping out. We are also equality-based. Everyone is equal. Every library is equal. Everyone must be doing the same thing. Output. How many things did you turn out? How many people did you touch? How big was your summer reading program? How many books did you give away? All about output. A library is a library is a library. All of these cities here in Idaho that are joined together, we're each libraries, and we all do the same thing. May the force be with you and everybody else. I don't know what I meant by that one, so hopefully it'll come back to me. I had all of these little cute names in it, and I was like, oh, I'll remember what it is, and now I can't remember. Yeah, it is a young mind. It's a 47-year-old mind. And for those of you who think I'm 47, thank you very much. I'm not sure. Another thing in our history is that Sally Field tooted her own horn, but libraries do not. Libraries do not toot their own horn. And then the last thing about libraries that I had a head of my budget office used to tell me. She would say, MT, we can do whatever you want to do. We can do whatever we want to do. We just can't do everything. And that is how libraries look. We try to do everything. We try to make all of our libraries look alike. We focus on output. We try to treat everyone equally. We focus on books, bodies, and buildings. We do the 3 things that we're told to do. And our sole one job is to help others. That's our history. Now I'm going to talk with you about what our challenges so we can get to what the future looks like. So in order to get to what our future looks like, we need to talk about what are the challenges that we face. And it used to be that people would always ask me, what are the challenges to libraries? And you don't have to be a librarian to know what the challenges are to libraries. Our budget. Funding is a big problem. Then I started saying technology and convenience. Technology and convenience is going to kill us. We cannot compete in that world. Let me tell you why. How many of you have Netflix accounts? Netflix. Keep your hands up. All of you have Netflix accounts. How many of you circulate CDs and DVDs and all of that? Why do you have Netflix? It's convenient. It's convenient. I can sit in my car, I can sit in the bathroom, I can sit on my couch, and I can order a movie. That's convenience. I say to my staff, all of you have Netflix accounts. How convenient is it to come in the door of the library, go downstairs, get the video off the shelf, and check it out and take it home? Oh, that's a lot of work. If my staff is telling me that's a lot of work, you know my public is telling me that's a lot of work. So we're not as convenient as we need to be. And technology is leading us on this. Technology is really making that happen. But then I started saying there are some bigger challenges to libraries, which are social issues. Every day a social issue walks into my library. Every day. If it's not homelessness, if it's not environmentalism, if it's not anything, I don't have a library because everything is walking in my door. And I really do believe social issues are the biggest challenges to libraries anywhere. Libraries are emotional. That's a challenge. I can go out to any one of our libraries and inevitably I'll walk through the library and I'll hear some adults say, my grandmother used to bring me to this library and we would sit right here in this couch, and under my breath I would say, and I've been trying to get rid of this couch for the last 10 years, and I can't do it because you're holding on to it. Libraries are emotional. People feel strongly about libraries. They don't want you to change anything about them, but what? We have to change. We really do. We have an image problem. We really do have an image problem. Anywhere you go, someone tells you tell someone you work in a library, the first thing they say is, I know you love reading books. Shh. They tell you all these stereotypes about us, and that's an image that we can't beat down. We've got to figure out how to address that. We are an industry that does not control its own destiny. So, just a little personal story. I listen to all of the Harry Potter books on tape. I listen to every one of them on tape. And it makes me think, I remember when I moved over from academic libraries to public libraries, Nancy Pearl asked, do you remember your first reference question? My first reference question in the public library was, do you have the Harry Potter books? I came from academics. I didn't have a clue who Harry Potter was. So I did an author search. But I can tell you, that shows, but I didn't have a clue what I was doing. But, getting back to the story, I listened to all of the Harry Potter books on tape because I had a 13-mile commute every morning. I love the fact that I could pop a tape or a CD in my automobile and drive to work and listen to a story. I love that. When I had to go buy a car, I asked for a CD player. This was in 2005. They said, we don't have any cars with CD players in them. I said, how is that? That's not what we're doing anymore. I was looking at an Altima. I went over to Volkswagen. They had a car that begins with a P. I can't remember. A Passat. That Passat was the last car on that lot with a CD player. And the man said, you will have to buy this one if you want a CD player. And I did not like the Passat well enough to buy the CD player. But my point is that's the automobile industry is changing what we do. We didn't wake up one morning and decide we're not going to do CD players anymore. The automobile industry told us we were going to do that. So we are an industry where other industries tell us who we're going to be and what we're going to do. And we've got to take control of that on our own destiny. Libraries have a hard time with change. We have a hard time with change. I'm a librarian. I'm guilty of it myself. There are things that I love. There are things that I started, and I'm like, what do you mean you want to talk about getting rid of this program? It was my program. But we have a hard time with change. We've got to figure out how we're going to change. How many of you are staffing the building? Everyone staffs the building. You have all of these great programs out in the community, but the first thing you say is, I've got to put somebody on the desk. We're going to have to figure out how we straddle that river and go out in the community and staff that desk. That's where those other 700 people come into play. I don't necessarily need a librarian on my desk. And don't anyone walk away from here saying, MT's going to get rid of all of the librarians at Seattle Public. I am not saying that. I'm just saying we've got to figure out how we straddle that river, because most of our work is occurring outside of our doors. Most of it's occurring outside of our doors, and you've got to figure out how you get outside of those doors. I have an iPhone, therefore I am. I am a librarian. If I have an iPhone, I can look up anything. So I don't need a library. And then, the dreaded close enough. Does everyone know what close enough is? Close enough means, okay, so when I come to the reference desk as a patron to check out something or to ask you a question, I ask you something, what do? We go and find resources to answer the question. And we come back with 5 books, we Google it, we do all of this work to get the answer. And here's what the person says back to you. So it's up north. And you're like, yes, but it's about this many miles from this city. Oh, I'm close enough, and I don't need to know anymore. Our public has become a close enough society. They don't really want to know the exact answer, they just want to get close enough. So we've got to figure out how you deal with close enough. Many of you were telling me where your cities were, and I was, well, you know I'm geographically challenged. But I was like, okay, are you north of Boise or south? That was my only reference. If you could tell me you were north, I was close enough. I was like, okay, I know which direction I'm going. But we live in a society where close enough is what people are expecting. You do it when you Google. You just want to know enough to get you in the ballpark and get you going. So we're going to have to think about how we deal with close enough. So here's where we move into the solutions for a viable future. And I'm going to have to skip right along to make this work, but I'm almost like 8 slides away from the end. The first one is image liberation and divestment. We're going to have to liberate ourselves of thinking of what a traditional library is. We're just going to have to think differently. I don't have a solution for what it should be. I'm just saying you're going to have to think differently. Big library, small library, you're going to have to think differently about what it looks like. Engagement versus outreach. How many of you do outreach? All of us do outreach. Engagement. Do you know what engagement is? Engagement is when you go out and listen. And that's what Rolf was telling me about when he said, we went out and listened to our community to understand what our library was going to be like. Libraries are going to have to step into that community engagement space. In fact, I created a community engagement department. And their job is to go out, hear what the public wants, and then echo that voice so that we do that type of thing. We go out, we've discovered communities we didn't know were there. We've discovered people who have interest on topics we never thought about doing. And the only thing we tell our staff when you go out is, shut up. Don't talk. Because the first thing we want to do is go out and tell them, well, let me show you all of these handouts we have, and let me tell you all these programs. And they're like, I'm not into handouts, I'm not into programs. Our job is to go out and listen, and once we listen, come back and then try to develop a program around it. But better yet, don't even develop a program. Let them do the program in your space. Let them do the program. You don't have to be the owner of that program. Let them do it. We've got to become a socially conscious library. We have got to. You have got to address social issues. The city looks at you. Everyone who walks in your door that you're having trouble with in the city, they are walking in your doors. Let me do one quick exercise again. Social issues. How many of you believe we need to solve homelessness? Just raise your hands. In general, library, I don't care, whatever your own definition is, I am not going to follow you down that road and say, because your definition of homeless might be different, but homelessness is an issue. Hunger. How many of you think hunger is a problem? How many of you think environmental issues? How many of you think the LGBTQ and sexual orientation are issues that come in our lives? Did you all look around? All of those issues are walking in our doors. We've got to figure out how we're going to serve these populations because they are here. They are here. In fact, we also at SPL, we don't call our homeless. We call them daily readers because we're trying to give them a bit of dignity about themselves. So no one wants to be called homeless when they walk in the building. So we say our daily readers. Everyone on staff knows who we're talking about. But you have to bring a little bit of dignity to the work that you do and for the people that you serve. And by the way, the other thing I say about our daily readers, most of them are there because they're looking for a safe space. They want to be just as safe as the next person out there, so we're going to have to trust that. Creativity versus innovation. I will tell you right now, I hate the word innovation. I absolutely hate that word. Well, mainly because it's used all the time. But I think because I have my own twisted definition of what innovation is. And innovation is when you're trying to solve a new problem. Everything else is just being creative. Anytime you give me a new solution to something that's being created, I want my staff to be as creative as they can be. I want them to be as creative as they can be. But we're not getting ready to we're not getting ready to innovate and build a new way to read or a new vehicle. My job is to figure out how can I get that vehicle to you. So that's where I need your creativity. Values. If there is nothing else you take away from today, values is going to be very important in the future of libraries. Staff want to work at an organization that has the same values that they do. They want to work in an institution that has the same values. If you have a community of staff, if you have a library that you think is trustworthy and your staff do not, you've got a problem. Staff want to see the same values in their organization that they have. On a sidebar, I'll tell you about Passages, the movie with Christopher Pratt, whatever his name was, and Jennifer Lawrence. I'll tell you about that later, but that was a true exercise in values for a friend of mine. Partnerships and relationships. We're going to have to build partnerships to do this work. You just cannot do it alone. You cannot. If you think you can do it alone, you're sadly mistaken. You've got to figure out what Parks is doing. You've got to figure out what Human Services is doing. You've got to go in and find partners. And you've got to find partners in the community. And you've got to make sure that it is a two-way street. It has to be a two-way street. You cannot go in and say, this is what the library wants for you, because no one's going to partner with you. They want to know what you can do for them as well. So it has to be two-way. You have to give the partnership its due. We're going to have to be more nimble and flexible. Seattle's known for process. I don't know about Idaho, but if it takes a long time to get to a solution, you've got to figure out a way to become more nimble. I think I'm nimble, but I'm not as nimble as some of my staff would like me to be. But a lot of it's just, I haven't had a chance to read the document. Once I read the document that you send me or the email, I can become a lot more nimble, but time takes it. But I've got to work on being nimble. We've got to learn to work with the library schools. Are there any library schools here? Okay. Okay. So the other thing, I sit on the boards of the University of Tennessee Library School and I sit on the University of Washington's Library Advisory Board. And there are two things I tell. There's one thing I tell them. Whatever you're teaching, I'm not hiring. I just say it point blank, whatever you're teaching, I'm not hiring. Because if you aren't teaching about how to deal with social issues, if you aren't teaching about all of these other things about convenience and technology, that won't help. I need someone who's thinking in this regard because I need people who have that mindset walking in my door. I really do. So we're going to have to hire people that can do the work we need. So I tell them point blank, I just say, whatever you're teaching, I'm not hiring. Yeah, I pissed everybody off. You have to use data and metrics to make decisions. All of us think we do a good job with that, but we don't. Seattle Public is very guilty. When I first went to Seattle Public, our electronic circulation was 8% back in 2011. We were circulating 8% of our collection was electronic, which meant that 92% was print. 8 years later, we're 30% electronic and 70% print. And my collections department still comes in and says, we're going to buy all print materials. And I'm like, it's not balancing out. So we're going to have to start using data and metrics. I'm using that only as an example. You catch statistics, you catch all of this stuff. We take numbers on everything. Use those numbers to make the decisions that you need to make. I know we pride ourselves on being great customer service, but we've got to get better. We've got to get better. There are too many things to compare us against. They compare us against Nordstrom, they compare us against the department store, they compare us against the telephone industry, they compare us against the airlines, the hospitals, and those places beat us hands down. We've got to do a better job of customer service. Public safety incidents, we've got to do all of that. Seems like there was another one on that. I'm going to encourage you to dare to be different. How many of you in your system has more than one location? Good. How many of you are trying to make each one of those locations look alike? Good. No one raised their hand because they don't have to. They really don't have to. And that's one of the things that we get into with equality. Everyone thinks everything must look the same and everything must work the same way. I am so proud that you all are being different. Leadership has to become professionally appealing. It really does. We're not the sexy book that everyone thinks we are. And we've got to be more appealing. We go out and do recruitments trying to hire people, and we're just not getting them. There's someone sexier, there's someone cuter, there's someone smarter that people want to identify with. There's someone who has better values than we do. But our image of our work is just not appealing. We've got to figure that out. And even within our own library schools, you find the leaning now is toward informatics. And so most of the people graduate don't want to go into that direction. We've got to help them see that librarianship is really, really cool. We need to talk about experiences versus transactions. That was one of the first things I brought into the library when I got there, and I was really glad to hear Miguel say that today. But everyone knows what a transaction is. Here's my library card, would you check out this book? I'm asking you a question, you give me an answer. Those are transactions. But what we really need to start thinking about is the experience. What is happening once that person has to do that? We have the slowest elevators in the world. The slowest. How many of you have visited Central? Good. Next time you're there, notice how slow our elevators are. They are incredibly slow, and all we keep trying to do is figure out how can we speed that up to create a better experience. Because you know what people will say? I ride the public elevators. I don't ride the staff elevator because I want to hear what the public says. Do you know what they say to me? And they don't know I'm the director. These are the most slowest elevators I've ever seen in the world. That is what they come in on. Or they'll come in on the art. They'll come in on, if you've ever been in our building, you know that all of our vertical transport is this chartreuse screen about the color of your shirt. People will say, I don't know why they painted this library this color. I hear everything. And these are all experiences that you have to think about. You really do have to think about it. So you're going to have to think about the experiences that you're creating for your public. We have to think about the intersection of influencers. This is really the place, Miguel, this is what I was telling you about. This is the place that Seattle is stepping into. We are getting ready to embark on a mission to look 10 years down the road at what the future of libraries is going to be. Sort of hinges on that first item in our business model that I said we want to know what the work will be of libraries. We need to look, Obviously, my time is up. The intersection of influencers. Remember how I said we are a profession that is controlled by other industries? We need to see what that industry is going to be doing 10 years down the road. Because that's what's going to walk in my door. I need to know how are people going to communicate? Are they still going to be using their phones? I need to understand how people are becoming educated, because we know a lot of people aren't going to college anymore. They're doing their own self-directed learning and education or certified. I need to know what space I step into for that. I need to know what finance looks like. People won't have money to do all of these things. I need to know all of this stuff so that I know how to build a library of the future and serve that population. I need to know that. I can talk all day about that because it's really something we're working on and I'm really excited about it. Funding. We're going to have to find a solution to general fund. You just cannot rely on general fund anymore. Things are too competitive. We have a levy coming up. I am not advocating for the levy. I'm on city time. I am not advocating for the levy, but here's what I will tell you. When a person has to choose between libraries, fire, and police, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. And so if we're totally dependent on general fund and public support, we're not going to make it. So we've got to figure out how we use private dollars, donors, gifts, and grants. You're going to have to get I don't know which way I'm supposed to go. You're going to have to figure out how to build a foundation, how to get your friends group more active, how to get corporations to sponsor, but we've got to find something else. Staffing. PP. We are the most painfully polite profession there I have ever met in my life. We're just painfully polite. But we've got to figure out how we get other professions into the building. We've got to. I need a teacher. I need two things on my staff right now. I need a teacher and I need a reporter. I need those two things. Teachers can help us figure out how to write lessons plans so that my librarians can go out and do that work. We just don't come to the table with that skill set. But there's a lady here who is doing the school librarian thing. I heard it this morning in my group. But we don't need that type of work. I need reporters. A lot of the information that I need to answer questions about local history just aren't there, and librarians find the information that has been given to us. I need someone going out and saying, you mean there's nothing written about the Space Needle? Can you go out and write something for me so that I can get it? So I need a reporter on staff. I also have a social worker on staff, and I heard someone else say that. We're going to have to put more professions into our work. We're going to have to focus on equity. You can't do everyone the same way. You just can't. There are just too many disadvantages across your city to think that everyone can be served in the same manner. You're going to have to expand your industry network. You're going to have to go to other sources to help you with this work. When we started reimagining our libraries, I had a team working to develop people to come in and talk to us, and they would come in, well, let's talk to Portland, let's talk to Multnomah Public Library, let's talk to Los Angeles Public Library. I said, I do not want a librarian on this group, not another library. The reason why is because I can pick up the phone and call any library in the country and say, hey, what are you doing? How are you building this? You know who we went out and talked to? We talked to the hospital, we talked to the airport, we talked to AT&T, and we talked to a retailer, because they do the same thing that we do, which is have people moving through their spaces all day, every day, and they handle it a lot better than we do. So you've got to look to other industry to help you answer those questions. You've got to move from an internal focus to an external focus. You need to be looking at what the community wants. The last two. First of all, nothing up here that I've said has asked you to change your mission. I am not asking libraries to change their mission. So don't misunderstand. I'm just showing you solutions to how we build a library of the future. And then the next to the last, I had a colleague that I worked with, and she always used to say, you've got to dig the ditch you're going to die in. So if you feel strongly about homelessness or whatever your issue is, you might be the only one doing it, so you're going to have to dig that ditch, and you have to be willing to die in it. I'm willing to dig the ditch that I'm going to die in about what the future of libraries can be, because I know we can be so much more. So the dreaded box. I had someone tell me a couple of years ago about the box, and everyone's heard think outside the box, and I think even Ross said it today. Well, do you know there was a study done, I don't know how scientific it was, but there was a study done, everyone mentally draw a box in their head. Now I want you to draw a little box inside of that box. Everyone has the picture? Okay, this helps what? This helps a lot. Okay, so do you know what I was told? In that little box, it represents 10% of the inside of that box. What we were told is that if you use just the remaining 90% that's in that box, you never have to think outside of the box. So if you go as far as thinking about what else is in there, and you know what's great about that? That's the creativity. That 90% is creative. So if you don't have to think outside of the box. Just use the 90% that's remaining in the big box and be creative about it. But the point is that it's a long haul, it's not a sprint. Change takes time. I was so glad Miguel talked about this and others have talked about it. We've got to go in directions, not chasing fads or trends. You have to go in directions. And you've got to come up with creative solutions. So, I'm a Leo. I wear the ring. It's a lion. This was my horoscope back in 2013. I keep it on my desk. Not for anything but the first line and the last line. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. And then the last line is, you need to devote all of your energy to creating the future. That was so apropos that I keep it on my desk, and that's what it means. And trust me, I don't wear this big gaudy thing every day, so when I pull this out, it's when I wear the ring, so that's what that's about. So if you remember, I said I set some goals coming here. My goal was to not bore you, who knows? Not mispronounce words. I chose carefully not to use any words I cannot pronounce. To not leave a thought unfinished, well, that's a resolution for 2020. Learn something to take back to Seattle. Your energy and passion has just been amazing. Just sitting at the tables with you and listening has been absolutely wonderful. It's all about me. I was going to leave Seattle and not carry 5 pounds back. My goal now is to not take 10 pounds back to Seattle. Upon arrival, I wanted to have shoes. I do have a left and a right, so I'm good. Arctic layering helped. I learned to put on extra long sleeves. And the Twin Peaks, I put my beds together so that I would not fall out of it. So we're at the end, and I ask you the very question I asked you at the beginning. If you were to build a library of the future, what would you do? Would it still look like the libraries that you walk in every day? Would you serve the same people that you're serving? Would you hire the same people that you're hiring now to do this new work? What would be your mission? So, this is how I end all of my presentations. Coming to talk to you has been a gift to me. The opportunities to talk to you about what libraries are about, that is a gift. I take all of that back. When you ask me a question, I'm like, this is good feedback. You take a gift, you receive the gift in the intention that it is given to you. So thank you all for this gift. Thank you for inviting me. And I'm sure we're out of time. I'm sure. So thank you very much.